Hey everyone, welcome to my video reviews of two books that I read recently. The first one here is Passenger by Alexandra Bracken. I really enjoyed this one. And The Dark Days Club by Allison Goodman. I'm going to be talking a little bit about both. Both were very great reads. I had a little bit of overhype from bloggers and GOODREADS and BookTube even, so I'm going to get started. The first one I have here is my library copy of Passenger by Alexandra Bracken. As you can see in the cover, it has the picture of New York City inside, and I don't know if you can see, but there's like a ship reflected in the water. That was a really pretty cover, and it definitely made my eyes wander to it, because at first I was just looking at the city and then I look down here and there's a ship. I'll show you a bit about the inside. So that one's the passenger. This is actually a pretty heavy book. Heavy meaning that it is very long, but I actually had no problem reading through this. It was a very fast read for me. For some reason, I flew through it and I couldn't actually put it down. So it starts off with Etta Spencer, who is a violin prodigy. She is 17 years old, and all she basically wants to be is this amazing violinist. And she goes into this musical show and it's her turn to perform. She ends up having this breakdown and this panic attack, and she starts hearing these noises that she's never heard of before. It starts hurting her ears and she has to run off the stage. And then she meets this young lady who is basically trying to get her to leave the place. And this girl ends up being really suspicious and brings her up somewhere into the museum. And then she goes through this portal and she is now on this ship. And it starts off from there. She's on this big ship with people she doesn't know in an era she doesn't know, in the 1700s I believe it was. And there she also meets this boy who is very helpful and very kind, and she doesn't know if she wants to trust him. She basically doesn't know is that her mom was keeping her from all of these time traveling people who are out to get her, because apparently her mom has stolen something from these really powerful people and they want nothing more than to get it back. She ends up trying to find this mysterious object, and on her way she ends up realizing her potential for greatness. One thing I really like about this is that she jumps through different time periods and different countries. I saw different settings for each chapter and each part. I was really immersed in seeing all the culture and the things that she had to do to, you know, not gain any suspicions about who she is or where she came from. There wasn't too much action as I liked there to be. She's not exactly trained to be a warrior or a fighter. She's just a time traveler. But one of the things that I like about her is that she's always trying to find her way out and seeing how her actions are going to affect other people, especially her mother. Another thing I really like about this is that there is a person of color who is a love interest, and I really like that. I like that there is more diverse characters being shown in books, and she really was attracted to him, and I liked their cute story. They were very romantic at times, because you know, in historical books, they're always really slow burn romance, and this was one of them that I really enjoyed. They're both from the point of view of each other, and I just really liked it. It touched upon a bit about where the boy is from, because he's basically not from the modern era, and she is from the modern era, so they're both learning from each other and trying to also stop the bad guys from gaining this object. I gave this book a 4 out of 5. I really like Alexandra's writing. I'm really excited to read her other books since I have them all, and I cannot wait for the next installment. Now this is The Dark Days Club by Allison Goodman. This is another historical fiction that I was eyeing And actually, I wasn't really into seeing this one as much as I wanted to. Johanna from Magic Bookshelf wanted to do a real read along, so we did that, and I was really glad that we did because this book is so well written. I love her writing. She is very, very detailed. So basically, when the character goes into a new area, she will explain everything from the get-go. Like, the minute details were very, very interesting. It painted such a large picture of the overall story, and I really, really enjoyed it. I show you the inside of the book because that's my thing now. I want to show you. Sometimes people are curious as to know what's inside the book, and I'm going to show you. This is one of the most prettiest books that I've seen in a while, and I just had to record it. This is actually set in London in the, what era is that? The Edwardian era. I'm probably wrong. I haven't actually done my research for this review, but I just know that it is historical, and there were lots of formal wear that I had to Google because I had no idea what they were. So when I Googled them, I finally found out what she was wearing, so I could really paint a picture in my mind. She's that detailed. I really, really enjoyed it. Our main character is Helen, and she is this, she's basically a rich girl, and she doesn't live with her parents because they have passed away. She lives with her aunt and uncle and her older brother. She ends up being thrown into this whole other world that she doesn't know. I guess there's a pattern here with these books, but I really like them. This one is not like a time traveling one like the previous book. This is basically a more paranormal kind of genre. It's actually a little bit frightening, the descriptions that she has about these new creatures. I want to say they're different kinds or different levels. I could try to explain it, but it was a little bit complicated for me to get, and I don't want to spoil anything, but there are these creatures that are trying to basically kill everyone. So she is going to be part of this club who fights these people and basically saves all the humans. She has this way of writing where you're just so immersed into it, and then you don't realize how fast you read because her writing is so good. I really enjoyed the love interest. He reminded me a lot of Mr. Darcy, and who doesn't love Mr. Darcy? He is very mysterious and very, I don't know, curt, I want to say, but he's also very well put together, and there's a strength about him, and I really love them together. It's a very slow burn romance as well, and I love these kind of romances because they're not instant. It just doesn't go from 0 to like 100. It goes from, it's a gradual pace, and I love these kind of romances, and those are the ones that always stick out in my mind because you're just waiting for them to, you know, do something, and that was me basically this entire book. I really enjoyed it. I hope that everyone likes it as well. I know Allison's writing is can be very detailed, but it's in a good detailed sense. So that is it for me. I hope you guys enjoy my mini reviews. I really hope I didn't talk too much. I don't really like long video reviews because then you can just keep talking about everything and then breaking everything down. So I hope you guys like a shorter version of this, and let me know what you thought about it and the books because I really want to know if you enjoyed it or not. And yeah, so until next time, bye book nerds.